Hello students, welcome to Journ 371 Applied Journalism Production. My name is Dr. Sandra Romo and I will be your professor this term. I wanted to take a brief second to introduce myself to you. Like I said, my name is Dr. Romo. I'm the program director for the Masters of Arts and Bachelor of Arts in Communication Studies programs here at CBU Online and Professional Studies. I've taught with CBU for about 9 years. I've been full-time for 6 years. My office is located in the Tyler Plaza in Suite 200. You can see my phone number and my email address listed here. If you need to get in touch with me at all, please feel free to email me. That typical turnaround is less than about 6 hours or so. We do have 24 hours to respond to all emails, but I do make it a point to get in touch with students as soon as possible. But I am also available to meet in person or by phone if you would like to. You can see some pictures here of my family. I've been married to my husband Mark for 11 years. We have 2 children. My son Nicholas is 9. My daughter Emma is 8. And I just wanted to briefly give you some things about myself so you can kind of put some context with who I am as we move through in the course together. If we look at the syllabus, there's some things that I briefly do want to review. This course is a really fun and interactive course. You're going to see it's a lot different than a lot of courses you may have taken in your career here at CBU. This course originally began back in 2009, and I was one of the originating faculty members to actually launch this course and teach it in a new and exciting way where we deal with actually getting out there and trying to freelance and gain jobs in journalism while we're working on our coursework towards our bachelor's degrees. So to briefly review some things on the syllabus, it's important to see that any discussion board assignments, including your reflections, have 2 deadlines. So your original posts or responses are due no later than Friday, and your reply posts are due by Sunday. You do need to reply to at least 2 students unless something else is asked for in the assignment guidelines. But there are 2 deadlines, and that's to give people ample time to respond to any of the things that they would like to respond to. You do need to also refer to the syllabus early on in the course for week 8 deadlines. Those deadlines typically vary significantly from what most of the deadlines are. Everything is due on Sunday in the course with the exception of the discussion board assignments. They have a split deadline of Friday and Sunday. Week 8 things tend to vary, so please make note of what those deadlines are early so you can plan accordingly. Additionally, late work is not accepted under any circumstances, so plan ahead and accordingly for situations that may prevent you from submitting work on time. If you have any questions about the late work policy, please do not hesitate to contact me. I'm more than willing and more than able to go over that with you. It's also expected that all assignments need to cite the course text as well as 2 outside sources. That may not be a firm and hard, fast requirement, but it's something that you need to be actively pursuing. As you look through the course and things of that nature, it's important to know that you need to often refer to the weekly agenda. The weekly agenda will be telling you what you need to be involved with in terms of online activity in the course. So oftentimes you'll need to be reading information posted there or reading the chapters or watching videos I've posted as well as completing the work. Any lectures or course updates or notes from me that are intended for the entire course are posted in the announcements section on Blackboard, so you can see where you can locate that. It says My Announcements. And additionally, if you want to access your grades and figure out where things may be in the course, all of the grading, if you're not familiar with the CBU Online courses, all of your grades and where to access feedback from me is located in the My Grades section. Once you've gone to My Grades, you can then click on the actual assignment. It's hyperlinked once a grade is released for that particular assignment. When you click on that, then an attempt section will come up. When you're in the attempt section, number 2 here on the screen, you'll click on the grade to receive and view feedback. And once you've done that, number 3 will pop up, and that's where you'll see the requirements for the assignment as well as a spot to click and review instructor feedback if it's not located within the rubric, which is usually in the upper right of your screen. So that's a little breakdown on how to access your grades in case you were not already aware of that. I just want to make sure that everybody is clear going forward on where to expect that from me. This week it looks like we have a lot going on, but this is just a bit of reading, watching, and actually completing stuff. So you'll be completing your introduction discussion board this week. You'll be reading and reviewing the syllabus. You'll also be reading a feature leads handout that is attached in the week 1 agenda. This may help you with your writing assignment, so it may be important for you to read that. You'll be watching the lecture posted by me that you already are watching, which is great. You'll also watch a feature writing YouTube that will help you with also writing assignment number 1. In terms of the course text, you will be reading pages 1 through 54 of the Sloan White text and pages 1 to 53 of the Ragland text. Reflections number 1 has an original due date of Friday, and your replies are due for reflections number 1 on Sunday as well. You have writing assignment number 1, which is a feature story that you'll be writing that's due on Sunday, as well as your blog due on Sunday. So you have 3 assignments due this week: reflection number 1, writing assignment number 1, and blog number 1. Some people have been asking me how to access the Ragland text. There's 2 ways you can do that. You can purchase the text if you want on your own. It's very inexpensive, or you can access it for free on the CBU library website. Sometimes that is not available, and the connection to receive that is a little spotty, so I do encourage you purchasing the book. Writing assignment number 1 this week asks you to write a 250 word to 300 word how-to or number story. If you're not familiar with that, you will understand how to do that by the end of this lecture, as well as going through all the course content. So a how-to feature story is an article or a story that asks you to describe something in 7 steps or less on how to do it. It begins with a lead paragraph that consists of no more of 35 words and then describes the concise steps on how to do something. So it could be how to make the perfect peanut butter and jelly sandwich, or how to create a great Mother's Day gift, or whatever it is you may think that is pertinent to something you feel that you would want to share. Remember, this is an applied journalism production class, so we're putting our media writing skills to use and actually getting in there and starting to write things according to and for publication. A number story is another option, so you only have to choose 2. The number story asks you to write a feature story that tells the reader about something in numerical order. So 5 ways to save money for college. Articles that give advice or tips on information are usually done in a number story, or 7 things you didn't know about whatever it is you wanted to describe. And so that's what's required this week for writing assignment number 1. You'll choose 2 types of those stories and write one of those from that perspective. Blog number 1 asks you to, so the nature of the blog assignment is requiring you to write 8 blogs. The first blog you'll write is picking the theme or what you want your blogs to be about, the topic. So all 8 blogs will have the same relative umbrella theme. So it could be about cooking, it could be about fixing cars, it could be about Pinterest or Etsy, or it could be about, sports or something. You have to become an expert in one particular area. So find something that's of use to you that you want to write about and you feel passionate about, and you want to write about 6 or 7 times this term. What you're doing in this blog for this week is simply telling me what your topic is. You're going to write the 200 to 300 word blog and tell me what your topic is and why you want to write it. Blogs 2 through 8 will actually be about the topic of your choice. That's where you'll start writing things pertaining to cooking or healthy food or whatever it is you may want to be. The main reason we're doing this is that blogging can become a very lucrative form of freelancing. And what ends up happening is if you establish a strong blogging presence and then you move into other platforms like Snapchat and Instagram Live and Facebook Live, it takes your career to the next level in terms of being a blogger. So some of them is just lifestyle blogging, some of it's related to cooking or cars or parenting or whatever it may be. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do some practice in this, and so it's important for you to see how they relate and what the usefulness of that is. Reflections number 1 is our discussion board this week, and it asks you to consider, after reading the assigned materials, what you have learned about becoming a freelancer, and how do secrets 1 and 2 in the Sloan White text help us as freelancers that are pursuing this career, and how does Ragland help us prepare for a freelance career as well. Once you get completed with that, you'll write 200 words, and then your comments will be at least 75 words. And remember, your original post, the answers are due on Friday with your replies due on Sunday. If you have any particular questions for me, please do reach out early and on in the week. Additionally, we have some information I wanted to go over about writing the lead. So your writing assignment number 1 required you to begin your story with a lead. And some of you may know what a lead paragraph is, some of you may not. There's a handout in Blackboard that you're required to read on feature leads. That'll give you the description of what some of these leads are and what they expect from that. But I wanted you to know that the objectives of a lead is to get the reader's attention, introduce the subject of the copy, and then lead the reader into the big body of your story. So it's really important that the lead is your hook. It helps get the reader involved and engaged and wanting to know more about what it is you're talking about. So you begin your story with your most attention-getting, striking material, and begin the copy with a lead that will tease, tickle, or tempt the reader in some unique way. It's very important to keep that in mind. As you get into this course, and you'll see, we're writing a lot of feature stories. So it's important to know that a feature story is a human interest article that focuses on particularly people, places, and events. These stories are journalistic, researched, descriptive, colorful, thoughtful, reflective, and thoroughly write about original ideas. These are not hard news stories. Hard news stories are our 5 W's. The who, what, when, where, why. I want to know what's going on in my community. This is what happens. Human interest stories are features. They cover topics in depth. They go further than merely looking at hard news coverage by amplifying and explaining the most interesting and important elements of a story or a situation. And particularly, feature stories are popular content elements of newspapers, magazines, blogs, websites, and other types of things. So it's important to keep this in mind as we're moving through the course. If you have any questions, definitely reach out to me. Do know you have reflections number 1 due on Friday with your reply post on Sunday. Writing assignment number 1 is due on Sunday, as well as your blog number 1. If you have any questions, let me know. I look forward to interacting with you this week, and I pray you all have a blessed week. God bless.